Hey guys, Garrett is me. So yeah, this is my first get ready with me video. So yeah, and yeah, we're gonna do makeup, and I'm gonna give y'all a little story time, cause just yeah. So yeah, let's get started. Okay, so and guys, this is a made-up story. It didn't actually happen, so I don't want you to be commenting random stuff. Anyways, back to what I was saying. Okay, so when I was in 2nd grade or so, I had this friend that was super rude, and she knew I liked this boy. Okay, she knew. Okay, this is literally, I don't know if this is breaking girl code. It probably is, but I don't know. Anyways, so basically, she knew that I liked him, and whenever she texted me, and she was like, "Guess what?" And I said, "What?" And then she said, "I'm with," and then let's just call him Jake, because that's just a random boy name that I just came up with. Yeah, let's call him Jake. So, yeah, she texted me, and she's like, "I'm with Jake." And I'm like, "What?" Yeah, and then she's like, "Yeah." I'm like, "Why are you dating him? You know that I like him." And then she's like, "Well, you never asked him out, so you don't get him if you didn't even ask him out." And I'm like, "Girl, you knew that I liked him all this time, and then you just decide to date him in front of me? Like, what?" I'm like, "Girl, that is so bad, and we're not friends anymore." And she's like, "I didn't even want to be friends with you. I just wanted to be friends with you so I could get with Jake." And I'm like, "What?" Because we've been best friends since pre-K or something like that. And so I tell my other best friend, and she's like, "Yeah, so surprising, right?" I'm like, "Yeah, why are you acting like that?" And then she's like, "No reason." And I'm like, "Okay." And so I'm like, "All right, I guess." And then I hear her talking to the girl who stole my crush. Let's call her the girl who stole my crush. Let's call her Emily. So I heard her talking to Emily, and let's call my other best friend Sarah. So I heard Emily talking to Sarah about LOL. She is well, not LOL, laughing. She is so I don't know how to say it, crybaby-ish, and she tries, and when she doesn't get her way, she's so bossy and bratty. And I'm like, I'm listening in, and I'm like, what the frick? And so then once they finally get done, I confront Emily about it, and I'm like, "Why were you talking to Sarah? And you said I was a crybaby?" And then she's like, "No, I didn't." And then I'm like, "Yeah, you did." And then she's like, "I don't know what you're talking about. I am not going to talk to her anymore because she literally stole your crush." And I'm like, "But you were just talking to her." And she's like, Okay, so, you need to, stop obsessing over him. He literally doesn't like you. And I'm like, well, how do you know that? And then she's like, because he's dating Sarah. And I'm like, well, what if he did like me and Sarah's just tricking him into something? And then she's like, that's probably not the case. And I'm like, what if it is? And she's like, it's not. And then she just storms off. I'm like, girl, I thought we were friends. And then she's just like, storms off. But anyways, I have his phone number, and I text him that night, and I'm like, hey, why are you dating Sarah? And he's like, because I love her. I don't love you. And I'm like, how did you know I had a crush on you? And then he's like, Sarah told me. And then I was so mad, okay? I was so mad that I literally wanted to punch Sarah. Because literally I was like, I was embarrassed, honestly. And so I was like, oh my gosh. And so the next day at school, I confront Sarah and I'm like, girl, why did you tell him that I had a crush on him? And then she's like, well, someone had to tell him. And I'm like, girl, and I just don't even know what to say, so I just storm off. Because I was so mad, literally. Like, who does that? Anyways, so after I storm off, Emily is right there next to me. Well, she's like, I storm off to Emily, and I'm like, okay, girl, we're not friends anymore, because I know you were talking to Sarah. And then she's like, I wasn't talking to Sarah. I literally hate her. I don't even know what you're talking about. And I'm like, girl, I literally heard you behind, at the field at recess. I literally heard you. Don't even try to lie. And she's like, okay, so what if I talk to her? I don't even like you as a friend anyways. And I'm like, what? And guys, all this happened in 1 week. So, this is a lot to take it. And so, she's like, yeah. Sarah is a better friend anyways. And I'm like, what? What is going on this week? And so then, of course, Jake has to come over there. Jake comes, and he's like, guys, y'all need to stop fighting over me. And I'm like, nobody's fighting over you. You literally chose the wrong girl. And he's like, I love Sarah. I don't even know what you're talking about. You don't get to choose who I like. And I'm like, she has been so mean to me, so I don't even know why you're dating her. And then he's like, well, she's way cuter than you, so I don't even know what you're talking about. And I'm like, of course you don't know what I'm talking about. You're a boy. And so I got really mad and everything. And then I just finally snapped and I was like, okay, if y'all don't want to be friends with me, I don't care. Because y'all have just been so mean to me and y'all have betrayed me and everything else. I'm going to go find new friends and I will leave y'all alone. Then, turns out, after I walk away, they come up to me 10 minutes later and they're like, hey, Mabry, it was a prank. And I'm like, what? It was a prank? And they're like, yeah, it was a prank. And I'm like, well, that's not a very funny prank because I actually like Jake. And then Jake says, I liked you too. I just wanted to see how you would react. And I say, really? And he's like, yeah. And I'm like, okay, do you want a date? And he's like, psych. And then they run away laughing. And I get super, super mad. But then I go find new friends, which are way better than them because they are annoying and rude. Comment down below what y'all think. But yeah, that's basically the end of that story because, yeah, I'm just not friends with them anymore. But yeah. And by the way, guys, this was a made-up story. It didn't actually happen. I just made it up, so don't be commenting rude stuff. But anyways.